late. Like he came to play casuals. He showed up late.
But
Like he
that's
just
great. The
yeah.
last time I saw him, he was doing well. I think he had gotten married and stuff.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, I mean, I was like hoping to kind of see you there, just as like as a personality, not as a competitor. But that's
So there's some issue. So I thought about it, but obviously I didn't go. The issue I have with that is that that's not fun because like I'm standing around and everybody's playing games, and then I want to play the game. It's similar to like I'm a substance abuse counselor, a therapist by trade, and I work with a lot of people who are trying to like quit drugs. And what I tell them is to not go to environments where people are doing the drugs that you like to do
hmm
because you're gonna do the drugs. So like if I went into Brooklyn Video Games with the intention of only doing commentary, if I got there too early, I would beg to join the tournament. There'd be no way that I would be able to just sit and watch. Like
yeah.
I remember I had to commentate the New York City auto qualifier where Ahmed won the jacket because I had already won NEC and wasn't allowed. I hated that experience because I was watching grand finals and I was like, I can beat both of these guys. So I really, really didn't enjoy. And Tommy did it recently. Tommy went to Jazzy Finale and he watched.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the tournament like, Tommy, you'd be in grand finals if you just.
Maybe he would have gotten far.
Really,
I think.
He probably would have
I
gotten
think he would have
very
gotten
far.
pretty far.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know.
So fair
I couldn't
enough.
do it,
That's
but-
a fair thing. But so then that means that
I'm
we
trying to make it
can't
clean- I'm trying to make
as
it clean
see
here.
I'm selfishly talking from the perspective of a person who consumes the content of the game. So we can't have you as a
Yes.
player nor as a pundit, or is this the extent of it?
I'm punditing right now.
All right.
This is my punditry.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to
And
keep
you're
bringing you back
also
to
on
the
a
channel.
very small list of people who knows where I live,
That's
and
true.
you're more than welcome to come and play video games with me. I will gladly play Third Strike with you.
Oh. And threaten me with
I
a
remember
good
when I
time.
got the cabs, people were like, "Are you going to get like a stream set up?" To me, that was such an absurd idea. To get a stream where people can now watch me in my own house lose to the various people who come over and play me. No, I do burner accounts. I do dungeon sessions. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. No one knows who won. There's no video evidence. I remember Arturo told me a while ago that there was a way that you could get a DVD burner built into your cab, and you could actually have like the games directly recorded. Could you imagine just like selling bootlegs of like, yo, this was off the record first to 10. Don't you don't know where you got this from. Just selling it on the streets of New York, handing out your mixtape when you won the first.
Yeah, Times Square mixtape guys. So tell me, I put what we watched today in your hands. So why did you pick?
I chose this.
Why did you pick
and
this
I
one?
have been occasionally the conversation will come up. I think I've been asked this question 3 or 4 times just in the Third Strike circles. Like, what's your favorite set? What's your favorite set? And you would think, as a Urien player, that it would be some RX set or some RB set or whatever. It's this set. And I don't play either of these characters.
Yeah.
I have no Goki. My Goki is bad. No Guck. Literally Guckless. I'm Guckless in New Jersey. That's the title of my autobiography.
That's gonna be the
Guckless
title of the
in
video.
Jersey.
Guckless and Joycey.
Goki's one of those characters where I think everybody believes they have a Goki because he does so much damage, and like everyone can do Tatsu to shore you, and everyone can do shore you into super, and like I can do a demon, but you can see the 2 jabs come out. Like everybody thinks, and I can do KKC occasionally. So everybody thinks they have a Goki, and I recently, when I was playing with my friend Letter H, who came over, I picked Goki first because he's a Urien player, and I was like, I'm going to teach this kid. Like, I'm going to, he can't stop the Tatsu. I could barely do a Tatsu. So Goki is very, very hard to play. And of course, we were watching, in my opinion, the greatest Third Strike player who's ever played the game. I think people in the modern age, 2024, they forgot. They forgot about Dre, and they forgot about Kuroda. Because Kuroda had a couple of legal issues. Okay? He had a couple of missteps.
He had a couple snags.
Yeah. He got caught up in the hustle, as they would say. So Kuroda has been forgotten, and I don't believe that it's right. This video was taken 16 or 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And I would argue that the level of play is higher than anything that you will see outside of Cooperation Cup Top 8, outside of, your top 10 players in the world today, 16 years later. And I don't necessarily think that they're better than this. I just think that they're at this level, or they hover around it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I really do believe that when I saw this, it kind of shifted my perspective of what was possible in the game. I had never seen a level at, this peak. And
Ding, ding.
Ino, who is his opponent, a lot of people would think Ino, the Oro player. No, different Ino. Apparently, Inoue is like an extraordinarily common last name in Japan.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of Inos. This is the Ino who teamed with Kuroda MOV for SBO 2008.
Yes.
And I fact checked this. They won.
Mm-hmm.
This was the Ino who played Makoto, and I believe does he play KO Makoto color? What is it? The one with the red headband? I'm trying to remember, but he's sick.
Yes.
He
No, I think he
Ken.
plays default. Yeah. He plays default for
okay,
both characters, for Makoto and for Ken, I think.
But he's not a Ken main. So
No, he was known to be like a Makoto main.
Yeah, he's a Makoto main, but you'll see when we watch this that his Ken is super clean.
Yeah.
And he does a couple things that I feel like maybe you've picked up. He whiffs a lot of stand jabs in block strings as sort of like visual feints. There might be like a bigger meaning behind it. I don't know if it's some sort of like proximity guard type thing. Maybe you would know as a Ken player. I've seen you do that. And I know when you do that against me in block strings, I think it's harder to do against Urien because he's so tall. Like I feel like it doesn't work as well. But it throws me off and I don't like it. Why do you do that? Why do people do that?
I think for me, one thing that I've noticed is that it keeps them in proximity guard, like you said.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to jump away from your pressure, they stand up instead.
Interesting, because he'll do like jab, short, stand jab, and the stand jab whiffs.
Yeah.
And it's a far stand jab.
Yeah, you have to be quite close for it to work that way. But I think also it's like frame killing in a sense. Like you're getting a sense for when your opponent attacks back. You know what I mean?
The block strings that Ino chooses in this, I played Ken. Ken was my first main. I started playing in 2006, so this came out, or I guess I started in 2005-ish. This came out 3 years later, so I was watching videos, and I remember watching this, trying to understand the Ken, and the block strings that he used. Even to this day, the way that they all connect together, you would think that like the code would like wants you to do those moves together, but you don't see a lot of Kens put these strings together in this exact way. And you'll see also there's more red parry in this set than almost any other 12-minute set that you'll ever see. Kuroda and Ino are both red parrying back and forth, and this is a cool window into casual Japanese high-level play, because as Americans, outside of like the Ino stream where he's got RB there and they're just kind of running long sets, and occasionally Ushi will show up, at least I haven't seen a huge amount of just straight up casual gameplay. It's usually in the context of a team tournament, or it's just kind of like somewhat serious games. But this, I believe, was just a training set for SBO. They were teammates. So I think they're just kind of like letting their nuts hang, and they're just kind of going wild. And it's really cool to see that when they're not under tournament pressure and they're not really trying to play safe, how they're able to pull off really sick stuff. I mean, Kuroda goes for like triple Tatsu like 4 times.
Yeah. He does like a few different versions of the triple Tatsu combos or like punishes, which is insane.
And some of them whiff, but like when I used to watch the Kuroda Urien DVD, what I would notice is that sometimes he would do something that wouldn't make any sense, and then I would watch more Kuroda later in life, and I go, oh, that's what he was trying to do in the DVD.
Yeah.
So like he goes for stuff that is so optimal and so difficult that he does occasionally drop it, but then if you watch enough, he'll land it. And I remember, you must remember this. So it was many years ago. We were in my Brooklyn apartment, and we were trying to land we were watching the Kuroda Urien DVD together. We were trying to land a Urien on Alex specific combo. Do you remember this? It was like launcher, sphere, Aegis, sweep, tackle.
Yes.
And then it was like reverse tackle, and then the Urien or Alex would hit the mirror. And we must have spent, I don't even know, like 2 straight hours trying to do it.
Yeah. A lot of Nespresso pods were lost that day.
It was just straight Nespresso to the dome. It was like a slow drip. I had the Nespresso suppository. You refused that. You didn't want anything up your ass, which I respect and still do respect. But I took it straight to the rectum, and neither of us were able to hit it. I think until you eventually got it, which was the great irony of I'm the Urien player, you're the Ken, and then you landed it.
Yeah.
But
I remember that. Yeah.
That's Kuroda.
Yeah,
Kuroda
right.
is always pushing,
and it may
he's
be
always pushing. I imagine he's still playing. I think.
He's still playing. Like the thing is too about, like it also shows you the difference between his approach in casuals and tournament. Like you were saying, he tries the most ridiculous things in casuals, but when you watch him play in tournament, it's completely the opposite. And I think
But he
that
does have.
I think he
Do
pushes
you remember
himself in casuals a lot
it
more than normal
Kei
people
Chun?
would.
Was it Kei Chun Li versus?
His
Remember
Akuma?
when he was just He was just clowning.
Yeah, yeah. And he apologized
So
profusely for that.
yes, and he loses.
Yeah.
So like Kuroda does have this. I don't know if it's ego. I don't know if it's like a god complex or what it is, or if he just has the talent to believe that he can do whatever he wants to anybody on planet Earth. But it has bit him in the ass.
Yeah, I remember that exact one. But it's, when you watch, I think that one he learned his lesson a little bit. When he came back with Ken, like the next year, everything was like textbook, clean, very, very simple. But
yes,
yeah, and it's funny because we have almost the exact same relationship with this set, where I had this shit downloaded to my Zune.
Yeah.
Back in whenever this shit dropped. I think it dropped in 07 or some shit, or 08. And I would watch it,
was probably
every
07.
Every commute. Every time I had to get on the train to go to school, to go to work, I would play
you're
this.
Younger than me, so
I would play this, and I would play. There's a few more sets that came along with this Goki Ino set, right? Like this Kuroda Ino set. There was a Ino MOV one, there was a Ino KO one, and then there was a Ino
mirror, right?
Yes, and then the Ino KO, which was Ken Yang, and then there was a Nuki Ino one, and I downloaded all of them, and I think I stole a lot from both of these guys because the shit colored when I watched everything. That I knew, I had the exact same thing where you watch, the extent of what we watched in Third Strike was like these little clippings that we would see from the Shend, SBO finals, and Evo, and that's it. And this thing just blew everybody's hair back. Like, oh my god, this shit is possible.
Level of play.
Yeah.
And you would think 16 years in the future that we would have had many more moments like that. And I personally have not. No. I've seen people play at this level, maybe kind of get a little above it, a little below it. This is still, to me, like the pinnacle. And I feel like, so the game... The game was 8 years old at this point, 7 years old. It's not like it was a new game. So, it was coming after New Generation and or Second Impact and New Generation. So, there's this misconception that Third Strike came out in 99. There was 2 other games before that. And a lot of Japanese people, like Mester was playing from New Generation, and he was playing young.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, the character changed tremendously. But the very basics, the game systems, the sprites, probably a lot of the frames, were in that guy's bones for like 4 years before Third Strike ever came out. So, like, this game is not new when this footage is filmed.
Yeah.
Like, Street Fighter 6 right now is being played at a very, very high level. It's like almost 2 years old. Like, Street Fighter 5, its entire lifespan, which was a very old game, was like what? I don't know, 2015 to 20.
6 years.
So like this game was older than like Street Fighter 5 at the final tournament, where everyone was like as good as they've ever been and probably will ever be because no one's really playing that game anymore. Right. This game was, and this is ancient, but it was already a well-developed and refined game, and I would argue that around this time period, it meant the most. That yes, there's a big Evo tournament coming up in a couple weeks, but that's not as big as SBO 2008. That's not as big. It's not, and it never will be, and there's never going to be another. And like, I am a huge fan of the resurgence of Third Strike, and I think it's incredible that there's this new generation, but it's never going to be what it was. And like, I wasn't part of that. I was too young. I was graduating high school in 2007. Certainly wasn't going to Japan. But the game, I think, around this time was filled with the strongest players who cared the most. And I don't know. There's something very beautiful about this period in Third Strike history.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you're right. This meant the most at this time because it just propelled everything forward. It was another, it was a warp. It was like a wormhole kind of to the future of what
And if you think about it
the game could
in
be.
the context of fighting games in general, 2008, there's no Street Fighter 4. So there's no like second boom. There's no, oh my God, fighting. The people who were playing were dedicated diehards. There was no esports. There was no sponsorships. There was no money. Like if you won, if you won SBO
passion.
back then, pure passion. And it was a dead genre. And this was a dead game. Like there was life in Japan. None of these guys were playing to try to get on, the big team where they try to make the money. It was just because they loved the game.
Or no reality
This was
shows.
apparently this was supposed to be the last Street Fighter game ever made because Street Fighter 4 was really like a pipe dream.
Yeah, this time, yeah. And then boom.
In 2007, I don't think they'd even talked about a Street Fighter 4.
I don't think so.
Well, let's see. What do we have here? Also, the first thing you should notice for the viewers at home, you see those little white dots? There's 3 of them.
3 of them.
There's 3 of them on both sides. What are those white dots? Usually there's 2 of them.
Casuals.
So Kuroda loves to play, and I'm curious to know if you have heard why. I mean, I can make some assumptions. But
well, what are your assumptions?
3 out of 5.
That's an astute
My
observation.
My assumption is that the better player will win in this format. I think it changes the tier list slightly. Chun-Li's better or worse. I don't really care. But I believe that Kuroda wants to know, like, who really won that. Because I play a lot of thirds, or I don't play it anymore, but I played a lot of Third Strike, and I played a lot of bullshit Urien, and I would steal games. It's very hard to steal 3 rounds. You can steal 2 rounds. The better player will likely win when you have to win 3 rounds. Yeah. I think like a first to 10 with 3 out of 5, and you remember one of the greatest first to 10s of all time is Kuroda versus is it Tominaga? Final round, 3 out of 5 games, Makoto versus Q. Remember that one?
I don't know. Maybe
Kuroda
we found the next episode of this.
Well, that is a ridiculous set.
I'd love to watch that.
Because for years, Ultra David, I think, said back in 1987, like, that's the hardest matchup in the game. And then everybody just agreed with it.
Right.
Kuroda makes it look like it's not
like very fair.
Bad.
Like very fair, right?
Very fair. So Kuroda's always played 3 out of 5. Almost all of his DVDs are 3 out of 5. But most people don't even know how to put that setting on the cab because it's all Japanese. So
yeah, just the issue with trying to do this. Let's see. Okay.
So the block strings are what really stood out to me.
Yeah.
And there was that stand jab, that whiff stand jab. A little micro step. Look at this. I mean, it's so many buttons, right? But they're awkwardly timed. They're not like at the obvious timing.
Yeah. It's all a little slow, a little fast. Like it's just always offbeat.
A little bit of rhythm change.
Yeah.
A little crouch walk. And now Kuroda, look at this. And I love, like, in America, it's all about meaties, right? It's all about, like, you get to throw in the corner. Am I going high or low? Just watch this corner pressure.
Just nothing. Like,
there's nothing. And look at it. Oh.
No.
It's all safety. Red parry. Look at he tried to catch the dash in.
Yep.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. Perfect button for that moment. A delay with the stand medium kick. Knows he's too far for the car, assure you. Oh, see, there's that. Look at the jab. It's so gorgeous to me.
Right?
That pressure.
It's nice. That's why I use it.
So nice. So trying to catch the jump out, but the red parry, just unnecessary. But I guess build a little meter. Why not? Might as well practice for the big tournament. Thought he was going to get the meter on the short.
Yeah. Whoa. He went crazy there on that last
Really, the first mistake. But if he had landed it, he would have been able to do the car shore you into super and win.
Yeah.
Nice.
Most people were watching this not really understanding what meta they were playing, but there's a lot of like, are you gonna crouch tech or not type of moments on wake up and stuff, and you can see it. But if you don't know what's happening, you just think that they're like fishing and
you're gonna see Kuroda catching the guard jumps and stuff out of the corner, delaying the meeting knee. Punish.
There's just
it's really all about the movement.
Yeah, it's a movement, and it's just like a safety that they both play with. It's
Mhm.
like weird. It's something that we hadn't seen before.
Well, usually
Oh,
in America, and this was explained to me by Daisuke, that in America, a lot of times, situations where you're at advantage, the American player pushes extremely hard. Like, I've got to knock down to the corner,
yeah. Let me
but like,
right.
let me go high, let me go high, let me go low, let me go short, short. And it's like you can see at this level, they're allowing the opponent to make a bad situation worse. They're like giving them rope to hang
Woo-hoo-hoo.
themselves. It's so impressive to me.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of merit in that, right? Like, if why would you immediately stake your advantage that you've just earned and put it in a 50-50,
Yeah, exactly.
bet,
Especially against characters like this, where a wake up guest parry could result in more than half of your health going away.
Yep.
Look at that.
Nice chase down.
Oh, you would have hit that short, I'm pretty sure.
Well, now.
Yes.
But even then,
16
still
years
might
later.
miss it.
There's also so many of these little ambiguous setups post super with Kuroda.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful one coming up later with the delay into cross up short jab short. Look at the red parries.
Fucking these guys.
This is the red parry there, which
This
would
is the
have been
wake
so
up Tatsu.
sick. Yeah. But what's the value in the wake up Tatsu? Is it just because it's airborne?
It's
and
airborne.
It's fast?
It's immediately active on the first possible frame. So
okay.
it's just a good wake up. I mean, you
And
have
it's
to.
more hits than a three hit Shoryu.
Yeah, and it's safer. I feel like there's more safety in waking up with a Tatsu. It's just more difficult to.
Look at that. So sick, dude.
So good.
I imagine Kuroda is focusing so hard on the screen.
Yeah.
Be able to just like the level of intensity, and like most of the games of Third Strike I played, I just kind of played the game. But in order to hit those types of red parries, you have to be so locked in. Look at the fake fireballs.
Yeah.
And he does a lot
just
of like
a lot of
jump
shit.
here.
Yeah, just completely innovative. It's almost like they made this. This is almost a choreography that they did intentionally to show what's possible in the game, and it's not. They're just playing, but that's just how it feels. And
it truly does.
Yeah, and going back to your point about Kuroda on the cab, I don't know if you've ever watched him play on the cab before.
I think there's a video of him playing Arlieth, and it's behind him.
Oh my
you
god!
Can see a little bit.
Dude, he makes you think that things that are not possible at all are very possible. Just the way that you're talking about, like that focus that he has when he plays, and he's so fast when he presses the buttons.
Ooh, that catching that dash in.
Yeah, and he does that like he'll. Oh. The red parry. This guy, they're both like pushing it. They're just pushing the envelope with every round.
Yeah, they're really good dance partners, and I think that's what really stood out to me. Because when I first watched this, I didn't really know what was going on at all.
Right,
it was just beautiful.
It's
and it's the flow.
It's just
like
pretty
they're both
to watch.
very similarly. And this team was actually called Inoue Japan.
Yeah.
It had MOV, Kuroda, and Ino.
Yep.
And of the three, I would say that Ino's the least famous, but they gave him the name.
Yeah.
So,
I think they understood something about him. Like,
yeah, he's pretty damn good.
I mean, he's doing this with Ken,
What?
right? Like, he doesn't play this character. Like, not that he doesn't play it, but he doesn't use him in tournaments, right? So it's like...
No. I love that medium kick. It's one of my favorite follow-ups. Didn't work there, but...
Yeah.
It's a rare opportunity when Ken gets the follow-up medium kick after, like, a super late Shoryu or, like, high Shoryu.
Yeah.
Oh, this looking like Fightcade 2!
All this shit we're talking. Terrible.
Yo, this is the set you wanted to watch? Yo, this is ass.
I mean, I'm not talking about what we just saw, but there's a lot of little mistakes that happen, but that's the beauty of this game in the highest level is like mistakes will be made because this game is hard to play, and it's impossible to play perfectly, and I think
and to play at this speed.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this game in high level the most exciting, is that things eventually are going to go wrong and people are going to fuck up, but who's going to capitalize on it? And who's going to like keep their head on straight?
It is not a game of perfect. Third Strike, and I feel like a lot of new players, especially like tech-oriented execution guys, they get really in their head when they drop something or something doesn't go right. It is just an inevitability of Third Strike. You cannot ever be perfect with this
and
game.
it's a consequence of these newer games too, because they are meant to be played perfectly in a way, you know.
Like, yes, and so, when someone look at the triple Tatsu attempt right there, the double
what the fuck is wrong with him?
I know. I wonder if it works. I don't know. It's gotta. I mean, he probably labbed it.
Yeah. Oh,
but you're right about these modern games where, like, if you're watching a modern game and a player drops a combo, it's like the crowd's like, "Oh my god, is he drunk?
Yeah,
like,
right.
What's going on?
Like, how'd he get up here?"
In third strike, it's just, of course, Kuroda's going to drop. He's the best player in the world at the time, and look at these little ambiguous. He was on the other side.
Yep. Now he's on the front.
It's the various whiff normal move for the frame kill.
Nice DP.
Or you
so fast.
Tada, shorty you had.
Nice.
Nice.
So fuck all that whiffing.
And I was on the other side. The dexterity required to do that dash into Shoryu, it's not an easy thing to do. No, I remember being like, "Oh, I'll just add that to my gameplay with my day one Goki." Nice parry. I just like that you parried that. Round 4, you almost never see that. Round 4.
Yeah.
Here's Tatsu. I mean, that's so much damage.
Off the anti-air, too. It's, like, crazy. And he does another one, that's another version of it, which is, like, if 2 hits of the Tatsu land, you do a different combo. That's only if one... Knockdown? Yeah, that's only if one hit of the air Tatsu. So just the fact that they have all these things on deck. Oh, the other side.
Oh, yeah, that's so godlike. Yo, that was... When I saw that, every cell in my body changed. It divided and I became a new person. I was never the same after seeing that for the first time.
No, it's this whole set is mind-blowing. Look, and then he changed into Hadouken because he kept parrying the anti-air like movement to Shoryu.
He already blew it.
He blew it up twice, and there's just these little adjustments that are being made. It's just crazy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Little delays, Tatsumaki. And intentionally not waking up quick rise to change the timing.
Yep.
That's a dead Goki right there.
That's a dead Guck.
That's a dead Guck. Guckless in New Jersey.
Oh, God. This is the last one, I think. I'm sad. It's ending.
We can watch it over and over. Oh, missing. See, there's a little execution error. He was trying to do the dive kick. Nice delay. You see how long he let him fall before he did the Shoryu to change the timing?
Yep. And that was right before he changed the timing to Fireball. So it's just like, there's just so many layers.
Can't punish that sweep in the meter yet. Oh.
He's pushed him out with the pushed him out with the toes. Ooh, nice back
much
throw.
Use of stand heavy kick. You use that a lot against my Urien, and it's very difficult to. You have to really parry it, and then you can punish, but you have to read it.
Yeah.
Another red parry for no good reason. So
for no reason. Ooh, cross cut.
Sure. Nice. Look at that. To punish a sweep with a dash throw. Who does that? Oh, the cross under.
Yeah, missed the jab Shoryu. Brings it back into the corner.
Are you getting out of this corner, Kuroda?
Nice.
Ooh, that's a broken.
That unexpected hit. Oh, there comes the other one. 2 hit to the air Tatsu.
Oh my God! It just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Breaking the juggle counter.
And that too, just something like that where you're like, oh wait, he parried crossover. Huh? And he got a full combo from it. Maybe this is worth learning.
I'm pretty sure.
And then that.
First time
oh my God, the reversal.
So there's such a small amount of time where you can punish crouch medium kick with a reversal shipper like that.
Yeah. But yeah, like these are the first time. This is the first time for a lot of people where they were seeing these kind of strategies, and now it's almost ubiquitous, right? Like in high level play.
Yes.
But this was the first time we saw it. Oh my God, the damage.
So much damage.
Clutch. Oh. Nice. Left to right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it changes the whole dynamic of. You know, most Gokis, when they get that super, they like jump back and do an air fireball. And it's like Kuroda's using it as like a primary offensive tool, the way that Ken should.
Right. Yeah.
Like to have Goki also have that. I wasn't aware of it before seeing this.
Exactly.
Very smart bastard.
Just letting the game play for you. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he does that. The amount of damage.
Oof.
Oh, that's some Pikachu Akuma stuff right there. That's straight JR Rodriguez.
That was it. Oh, look.
The set.
That's the set.
Q. That's the set. Put it on. It's only an hour and 16 minutes.
I'm gonna cue it. I don't know if we're gonna watch it, but I'm gonna cue it.
But that's the set. How is it an hour and 16 minutes? I guess because it's 3 out of 5.
It is 3 out of 5, and it's first to 10. You said
it's 3 out of 5, and it goes to the last.
Fucking round. Shit, dude.
You want to just watch the last round?
Yeah, I mean, we can watch the whole thing eventually on another day.